Picture this. It's the day before Thanksgiving. You finally make it to your gate. You've got gifts in your carry-on, kids are exhausted, and your phone buzzes, "Flight canceled." Now imagine that happening to thousands of people on the same day. That's not a crazy what if. That's exactly the direction this holiday season has been heading. We've already seen tens of thousands of flights delayed or canceled this fall, millions of travelers disrupted, and the system is still trying to recover from the longest government shutdown in U.S. history. In this video, I'm going to break down what's really going on, how likely your flight is to be affected, and most importantly, what you can do right now to protect your holiday trip. Let's get into it. Welcome aboard Fast Track Flyer. If you're new here, I help you travel smarter, save money, and dodge the kind of airport chaos everyone else walks straight into. So, if that's your thing, hit subscribe and let's talk about these record holiday cancellations. Let's start with the big picture. Since October 1st, the U.S. has been dealing with a historic government shutdown. That matters for one reason. Air traffic controllers and aviation staff are paid with federal money. When that money stops, controllers stop showing up. The FAA had to step in and literally order airlines to cut flights at 40 major U.S. airports to keep the skies safe. At one point, more than 10,000 flights had already been canceled, and an estimated 5 million plus passengers were hit by delays or cancellations. Even though the shutdown has now ended, those FAA-mandated cuts are still in place. Flight schedules at big airports have been capped by about 6% while the system slowly ramps back up. Now add the second ingredient, record demand. Airlines and booking sites are saying Thanksgiving and Christmas 2025 are on track to break records for the number of people flying. More people trying to fly fewer flights on the schedule. Air traffic control still short-staffed, and winter weather just starting to show up. That's the recipe for one of the messiest holiday travel seasons we've seen in years. Now, is every flight doomed? No, but some trips are way more vulnerable than others. Here's who's in the danger zone. First, the big hubs. Think Atlanta, Chicago O'Hare, Newark, San Francisco, New York, Dallas-Fort Worth, Denver, LAX. These airports are already seeing heavy delays when anything goes wrong. They're also home to a lot of the flights that got cut during the shutdown. If your itinerary connects through one of those hubs, your odds of a delay or cancellation just went up. Second, late-day flights. Early morning departures leave when aircraft and crews are still where they're supposed to be. As the day goes on, every weather delay, every crew timing issue starts to cascade through the schedule. By late afternoon and evening, the system is much more fragile. If flights are being cut, the airline will often target those last flights of the day. Third, short regional routes. Those small jets doing hops under 500 miles, they're often the first to be canceled when the system is stressed. The airline would rather protect a full cross-country or international route than a short regional flight. So, if your trip is small airport to big hub to final destination, that first little hop is the weak link. Let's translate all this into something useful. In a normal recent year, about 1 to 1.5% of U.S. flights get canceled, and maybe 20% run late. This fall, on the worst shutdown days, cancellation rates spiked several times higher. Some days saw thousands of flights scrubbed or severely delayed. So no, it doesn't mean your flight will be canceled, but it does mean the risk is higher than usual, especially if you're flying on the heaviest days. The Tuesday and Wednesday before Thanksgiving, the Sunday after, and the weekends around Christmas and New Year's. If your schedule is tight and you absolutely must arrive on time, you can't treat this like a normal travel year. Let's talk strategy. If you haven't booked yet, this is where you can save yourself a lot of pain. Travel hack number 1, choose non-stop whenever you can. One takeoff, one landing, one chance for something to go wrong. Every connection you add is just another failure point. Even if the non-stop is a bit more expensive, it might be cheaper than a surprise hotel night plus missed plans. Travel hack number 2, fly as early in the day as possible. The first wave of flights has the best on-time record because planes and crews start where they're supposed to be. If you can, aim for departures between 5 a.m. and 9 a.m. Those flights are statistically much less likely to be delayed or canceled than the evening ones. Travel hack number 3, avoid tight connections. That 40-minute layover looked cute when you booked it. Not this year. Aim for 90 minutes minimum for domestic connections, 2 hours if you're clearing customs or changing terminals. Travel hack number 4, use better airports. Sometimes your home airport is actually the worst choice. If you live between 2 airports, check both. A slightly longer drive to a more reliable airport can be the difference between made it to dinner and 8 airport pretzels alone. Travel hack number 5, book flexibility on purpose. Look for fares you can change without huge penalties and avoid the most restrictive basic economy tickets if you can afford it. You want the option to move your flight a few hours earlier or a day sooner if things start to look rough. Okay, let's say your trip is booked. Here's what to do in the week leading up to your flight. Step 1, download your airline's app. This is non-negotiable. Turn on push notifications for delays, gate changes, and rebooking. In 2025, the app usually beats both the email and the gate agent. Step 2, build a personal plan B. Look up an earlier or later flight on the same day, alternative routes, and nearby airports within driving distance. You don't have to book them yet. You just want to know your escape routes before you're standing in a crowded terminal. Step 3, watch the weather and the news. If a storm is lining up over the Northeast or Midwest, or if you see headlines about new FAA restrictions or staffing problems, you may want to move your flight up by a day or grab a different connection while seats are still available. Step 4, pack like your checked bag might not make it. If you can, go carry-on only. If you can't, keep meds, chargers, a clean shirt, underwear, and essential toiletries in your personal item. If your bag ends up in Denver and you're in Miami, you'll still be able to function. Now it's go time. Here's how to handle the actual day of your flight. Rule number 1, show up early, like actually early. In normal times, 2 hours for domestic and 3 hours for international is the standard advice. With holiday crowds, staffing strain, and longer security lines, add at least 30 minutes to that. Yes, it feels excessive. Yes, it's better than sprinting through the terminal while they call your name over the speaker. Rule number 2, dress for security, not for Instagram. Wear shoes you can slip on and off quickly, avoid belts and metal-heavy outfits, and keep your liquids and laptop easy to pull out if your lane requires it. The faster you move through security, the more buffer you have for whatever happens next. Rule number 3, treat your phone like mission control. Disable low power mode for a while. Make sure you have a power bank and keep your airline app, a flight tracking app like FlightAware or Flighty, and your email all ready to go. If anything changes, you want to hear about it first, not last. This is the part nobody wants, but you have to be ready for it. If your flight gets canceled, here's the playbook. Step 1, move on 3 channels at once. As soon as you see the cancellation, open your airline app and check the rebooking options. Get in line at the gate or service desk. Call the airline's customer service or use the chat in the app. Whichever one moves fastest wins. Don't wait to see what happens. You're racing everyone on your flight for the remaining seats. Step 2, ask about partner airlines and nearby airports. Sometimes the app will only show your original airline. Politely ask, can you check partner airlines or routings from nearby airport? If your flight was canceled for reasons the airline can control, many carriers will rebook you on a partner at no extra cost when things really melt down. Step 3, know your rights about refunds. In the US, if your flight is canceled or there's a significant schedule change and you choose not to travel, you're generally entitled to a cash refund, not just a voucher. Thanks to a rule that took effect in 2024, airlines are required to issue those refunds more automatically and promptly, instead of making you fight for them. Additional compensation, like hotel rooms or meal vouchers, depends on each airline's policy and whether the disruption was within their control or not. That's where the Department of Transportation's Cancellation and Delay dashboard comes in handy. It shows exactly what each airline promises for controllable delays and cancellations. Step 4. Don't forget credit cards and travel insurance. Many travel cards include trip delay or trip interruption coverage. That can reimburse you for hotel nights, meals, or extra costs when you're stuck somewhere unexpectedly. And if you bought separate travel insurance, check whether government shutdown-related delays or air traffic control issues are covered. Some are, some aren't. So always read the fine print. If you really need to be there for that wedding, surgery, or once-in-a-lifetime event, Here are some pro-level moves. Hack number 1. Travel a day earlier than everyone else. Yes, it means one more hotel night or an extra night on your cousin's couch. But traveling on the Monday or Tuesday before, the peak rush gives you a whole extra day to recover if something goes wrong. Hack number 2. Avoid basic economy for critical trips. Those super cheap tickets often can't be changed or rebooked flexibly. If the airline issues a waiver because of weather or shutdown-related issues, basic economy is sometimes excluded or strictly limited. Hack number 3. Have a backup plan in your pocket. If you absolutely must arrive, you can. Book a fully refundable backup flight, ideally on a different airline, using cash or points. Reserve a rental car as a plan B if your route is under 500 to 600 miles. For international trips, know the train or long-distance bus options. You don't have to use them, but if your original plan collapses, you won't be starting from zero. Hack number 4. Be proactive, not reactive. If you see your airport lighting up with delays on tracking apps or news breaks about fresh flight cuts, don't wait for your airline to reach out. Call, chat, or DM the airline before your flight is officially delayed and ask about moving to an earlier flight or a different connection. Polite, flexible passengers often get better options than the people shouting at the gate. Here's the bottom line. We've got a system still recovering from a massive government shutdown, millions of passengers already affected this fall, flight caps at major airports, and record numbers of people trying to fly for the holidays. Most travelers will ignore all that. They'll show up 2 hours before departure, hope for the best, and then wonder why they're sleeping on the floor next to a dead phone. But not you. You know what's going on behind the scenes. You know which flights are riskiest. And now you've got a game plan for booking smarter, packing smarter, and handling cancellations like a pro. If you found this helpful, hit like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who's flying home for the holidays this year. Because when the system is under pressure, knowledge is the one carry-on that always makes the flight. Safe travels, and I'll see you in the next one.